Have you ever felt the sting of confusion when a younger woman seemed deeply interested in you? Her eyes lighting up when you walked into the room, her laughter flowing freely at your jokes, her body language leaning closer as if she couldn't get enough of your presence, only to suddenly feel her pull away, retreating into silence, excuses, and distance. One moment, she's warm, present, and giving you signals that something is blooming between you. The next, she's cold, hard to reach, and slipping through your fingers as if she never cared at all. If that's ever happened to you, you are not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common experiences men face when they're drawn to younger women. And the truth is, it isn't random. There's psychology behind it. You see, attraction is not a straight line. It's not as simple as interest equals intimacy. For women, and especially younger women, attraction is layered with emotions, fears, social pressure, and unspoken expectations. When she pulls away after getting close, it doesn't always mean she doesn't like you anymore. Sometimes it means the intensity of what she feels scares her. Sometimes it's a test of your emotional strength. And sometimes it's about timing, trust, and how you handle those fragile in-between moments when she's figuring herself out. Imagine this. A younger woman feels chemistry with you. She's drawn to your presence, your maturity, and the sense of safety you bring. At first, that excitement feels like a wave she wants to ride without thinking. She lets her guard down. She laughs, touches your arm, tells you little secrets about her day, and maybe even hints at something deeper. But then her mind catches up with her emotions. She remembers the risks. She worries about judgment, her friends, her family, even herself. She wonders what it means for her long term, or if you'll see her as more than just younger. That internal dialogue creates a sudden wall, and to protect herself, she steps back. Men often misinterpret this moment. They think she's lost interest, gotten bored, or found someone else. And while yes, sometimes that's true, more often it's something else entirely. Younger women are navigating a space where attraction is exciting, but also terrifying. They want connection, but they don't want to lose control. They crave intimacy, but they also crave independence. That tension is what makes them retreat, just as things feel like they're moving forward. If you've ever noticed her go cold after an intimate conversation or suddenly stop texting after you shared a deeper moment, it's not always rejection. It could be hesitation. Women are highly sensitive to the way men react in these moments. If you chase too hard, she feels suffocated. If you pull away too much, she assumes you didn't really care. The balance is delicate, and this is where most men unknowingly push her further away. Here's the truth most men never hear. When a younger woman pulls away, she's not always asking you to chase her. Sometimes she's asking you to stand strong, grounded, and secure, to show her that her pulling back doesn't shake you. Because beneath that distance, she's watching. She's watching how you respond. Do you panic? Do you pressure her? Do you get angry or insecure? Or do you remain calm, patient, and confident, sending the message that you know her feelings are real and you trust she'll come back when she's ready? This is where older men often have the advantage, if they understand it. Maturity allows you to see her retreat not as a rejection, but as part of the dance of attraction. It's like the tide. It comes in strong, then pulls back, then flows again. If you fight the pull, you'll exhaust yourself. If you trust it, you'll see that it naturally comes back stronger. But here's the part that stings. The reason so many men lose women at this stage is because they take her distance personally. They let ego and fear cloud their judgment. Instead of holding steady, they start questioning her, demanding answers, or showing frustration. That reaction confirms her fear, that maybe you're not as steady as she hoped. And in that instant, what could have been something beautiful slips through your hands. So the question is, how do you handle it when she pulls away? The answer isn't about tricks, lines, or playing games. It's about understanding the psychology of desire and stepping into your role as a man who is both confident and compassionate. A man who doesn't need to chase because he knows his value. A man who listens but doesn't beg. A man who respects her space but still radiates presence. This is the paradox. The more you pressure her, the further she runs. But the more you stay calm, strong, and respectful of her emotions, the more she feels safe coming back to you. Attraction isn't just about what she feels in the heat of the moment. It's about whether she feels secure enough to stay when the initial rush fades. And if you've ever asked yourself, why does she seem so into me one day and distant the next? This is why. It's not always you. It's the psychology of attraction at play. Younger women want to know if you can handle not just their beauty, not just their excitement, but their fears, their hesitations, and their uncertainty. Handle that with grace, and you'll see that many times her pulling away is just a pause, not the end. Before we dive even deeper into the reasons younger women retreat and the exact steps you can take to keep the connection alive without pushing her away, make sure you hit that subscribe button to Psychology of Desire. Because the truth is, understanding attraction isn't about guessing, it's about knowing the hidden patterns of human behavior. And if you want to master those patterns, you won't want to miss what's coming next. So, let's continue. When a younger woman begins to distance herself after getting close, the mistake most men make is taking it personally. They assume her pulling away is a reflection of their inadequacy. Maybe I wasn't good enough, maybe I wasn't interesting enough, maybe she found someone else. That spiral of insecurity is dangerous because it makes a man act in ways that confirm her doubts. He becomes needy, constantly asking where she is, why she's quiet, if she's losing interest. And instead of making her feel reassured, it overwhelms her and pushes her further away. The psychology at play here is fascinating because attraction isn't just about desire, it's about safety. A woman, especially a younger one, tests a man's steadiness without even realizing it. She wants to know if the emotions between you are stable or if they will collapse under pressure. So when she pulls back, it's not just a withdrawal, it's often an unconscious test. She wants to see if you'll still remain calm and grounded, even when things don't feel certain. Think of it this way. Imagine you're walking on a bridge that sways when the wind blows. Each step feels risky. If the bridge holds steady, your confidence grows, and you keep walking forward. But if the bridge shakes too violently, you retreat because you don't trust it to carry you. That's how many women feel in the early stages of closeness. They are drawn to the connection, but they pull back to see if the man they're with can remain steady when emotions start to feel overwhelming. The truth is, younger women often battle inner conflicts when they begin to like someone deeply. Part of them wants to surrender to the experience, but another part whispers doubts. What if he doesn't really care? What if he only wants me for my looks? What if I'm just a temporary thrill to him? These thoughts trigger the retreat. It's not a rejection. It's a retreat into her own mind, a way to measure whether her emotions are safe in your hands. This is where patience becomes your greatest strength. Most men rush to fix the distance, thinking that words will solve it. But attraction, especially the kind that grows in younger women, is not strengthened by words alone. It's strengthened by consistency. Your calm silence often speaks louder than your desperate explanations. When she sees that you're not chasing, not panicking, not throwing accusations, she begins to feel something rare, trust, and that trust draws her back. Of course, not every woman who pulls away is testing you. Sometimes she is genuinely unsure of what she wants, but even then, your response determines the outcome. If you meet her hesitation with pressure, you confirm that pulling away was the right choice. If you meet it with calm, respect, and space, you create the possibility for her to return on her own terms, and when she does, she comes back with greater certainty. There's also another hidden layer here. Many younger women are not just afraid of losing you, they're afraid of losing themselves. They worry that getting too close, too fast, will make them lose independence, their sense of control, or even the image they've built of themselves. This is why they step back. even when their heart tells them to stay. And if you understand this, you can respond in a way that sets you apart from other men. Instead of demanding closeness, you show her that she can have both, you and her sense of freedom. That's the balance that keeps her drawn to you. The irony is that when she pulls away, she's not looking for you to chase harder. She's looking to see if you'll let her breathe. And in that space, she's watching whether your steadiness holds, whether your interest stays consistent without smothering her. If it does, her attraction deepens, because now she sees you as someone who is not just exciting, but safe, reliable, and emotionally strong. And this is why some men seem to always lose women at this stage, while others naturally draw them back. It's not about looks or money, it's about energy. Younger women are incredibly sensitive to energy shifts. If you grow insecure, they feel it. If you stay calm and steady, they feel that too. And it's the latter that makes them lean back in when they're ready. So the question is, what do you do when she begins to pull away? Do you panic and try to force her back? Or do you stay composed, giving her the freedom to retreat while remaining a steady presence? Because the men who understand this truth never find themselves begging for attention. They allow the distance, knowing that if the bond is real, she will return stronger than before. And when she does come back, the connection deepens in a way that chasing never could. When a younger woman pulls away, it's not always the end. It's often the beginning of clarity. But the challenge lies in recognizing why she's stepping back. Is it hesitation, fear, or a subtle invitation for you to show her something she hasn't seen before? Most men lump all retreats into rejection, when in truth, there are signals that reveal whether she's truly gone or if she's hoping you'll respond in the right way. One of the most telling signs is how she communicates during the distance. If she truly wants to leave, she cuts ties, messages dry up completely, calls stop, and you're met with silence that feels permanent. But if she still sends small messages here and there, liking your posts, responding briefly, or checking in with a casual, "How are you?" she hasn't disappeared. She's still tethered, even if she's drifting. That tether means she's conflicted, not detached. Another clue lies in her tone. When she pulls away but still speaks with warmth, still laughs at your jokes, still shows traces of affection, that distance is not rejection, it's hesitation. She's holding herself back, but her emotions haven't vanished. That's when patience and steadiness are your greatest tools. Because if you lean in too aggressively, she panics. If you pull away completely, she feels abandoned. But if you meet her halfway, with calm, light interaction and no pressure, her walls begin to soften. There's also the rhythm of her retreat. Sometimes a younger woman will take space but then reappear unexpectedly, as if testing the waters. She may send you a late-night text, bring up an inside joke, or mention something that only you would understand. These moments are not accidents. They are her way of keeping the flame alive while she figures out if it's safe to step closer again. The truth is, when a woman pulls away, she's not looking for grand gestures. She doesn't need long speeches, constant calls, or dramatic confessions. What she's looking for is proof. Proof that you are who she hoped you were. Proof that your interest isn't fragile. Proof that your presence isn't dependent on her constant validation. And this proof is not delivered through words, it's delivered through your energy. If you stay grounded, she feels it. If you remain calm instead of restless, she feels it. If you continue living your life with confidence instead of shrinking into neediness, she feels that too. And these are the invisible threads that pull her back towards you. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel that she's with someone who doesn't lose himself just because she needed space. But let's be honest, this is easier said than done. When someone you care about starts withdrawing, your instinct is to chase. It's human nature. You don't want to lose them. But chasing only confirms her fear that the closeness will suffocate her. The harder you pull, the faster she runs. The paradox is that by giving her the freedom to step back, you create the space where she chooses to return. And here's where emotional intelligence makes all the difference. A man who panics, accuses, or pressures her during this stage destroys the trust. But a man who respects the distance while keeping the door open does something rare. He makes her feel safe, and safety, not intensity, is what makes closeness last. So how do you actually respond when she begins to pull away? First, resist the urge to interrogate. Don't ask, why are you distant? Or are you losing interest? Those questions only make her defensive. Instead, mirror calmness. Stay warm, stay light, stay consistent. Second, keep your focus on your own life. Show her through your actions that you are whole, that you are not dependent on her constant attention for your happiness. And third, when she does reach out again, don't punish her for the distance. Welcome her back with ease, as if the bond never cracked. That comfort is what deepens her trust. Because here's the truth that many men overlook. Younger women don't just pull away out of doubt. They pull away out of hope. Hope that the man they're drawn to can handle their retreat without collapsing. Hope that he can carry both her closeness and her fear. Hope that he's strong enough to hold the tension without breaking it. And when you show her that you can, she doesn't just notice you again, she sees you differently. She sees you as a man she can lean on, not just a man she can laugh with. She sees you as someone rare, because in a world full of men who panic at distance, you become the one who thrives in it. So when she pulls away, remember this: it's not the end of the story. It's the moment where your response decides what comes next. Will you chase and confirm her fears? Or will you hold steady and allow her to return with even deeper desire? The choice is yours, and it is in that choice where attraction either dies or transforms into something lasting. When she comes back after pulling away, the way you handle that moment will decide everything. This is the point where many men sabotage themselves without realizing it. Some rush in with pent-up emotions, unloading their fears, asking why she distanced herself, and demanding clarity. Others take the opposite route, acting cold and distant to punish her for the retreat. Both approaches drive her away again because both make her feel unsafe. The secret is to treat her return with grace. Imagine she's testing the water with her fingertips, unsure if it's warm enough to dive back in. If you splash her with intensity or freeze her with resentment, she retreats once more. But if you welcome her with calm, steady warmth, she begins to relax. She starts to believe that your presence isn't fragile, that your connection can weather moments of doubt, and that being close to you doesn't come with a price tag of pressure or punishment. This doesn't mean you have to pretend nothing happened. It doesn't mean you ignore your own feelings or allow her to push and pull endlessly without boundaries. What it does mean is that you respond with maturity. You let her see that while her distance may have affected you, it didn't destabilize you. That balance, caring without clinging, steady without being cold, is magnetic to a younger woman who's still trying to navigate her own uncertainties. One of the most powerful things you can do when she returns is to bring the energy back to the present moment. Instead of dissecting the past, why she pulled away, what she was feeling, how long it lasted, you focus on enjoying the time you have now. You make her laugh again. You remind her of what first drew her close. You show her that closeness with you isn't a battlefield of emotions. It's a space where she can breathe, where joy outweighs fear, where comfort coexists with desire. But here's the paradox. While you welcome her warmly, you must also quietly communicate through your actions that you're not waiting around helplessly when she leaves. You still pursue your goals, your passions, your friendships. You show her, without words, that her presence adds to your life, but doesn't define it. That kind of independence isn't just attractive, it's reassuring. Because no woman, especially a younger one, wants to feel like the entire weight of a man's happiness is on her shoulders. Think about it. When she sees you thriving even in her absence, but also welcoming her warmly when she returns, she realizes something important. Being with you doesn't trap her. It empowers her. It gives her the freedom to move through her emotions without fear that you'll collapse or chase or punish. That freedom is what makes her feel safe enough to come closer, not just physically, but emotionally. At the same time, boundaries do matter. If she pulls away repeatedly in a way that feels like a cycle, If she uses distance as a weapon or a way to manipulate, that's a red flag. In those cases, you must decide whether the connection is truly worth holding on to. Because the goal here isn't to tolerate endless uncertainty, it's to create a bond that grows stronger after moments of space, not weaker. That distinction is vital. So how do you strengthen the bond once she's back? The answer lies in consistency. Not the kind of consistency that smothers her with constant attention, but the kind that makes her feel your energy is reliable. It's in the way you follow through with what you say, the way you remain steady in your mood, the way you handle both closeness and distance with calm confidence. Younger women are especially sensitive to inconsistency because they're often still figuring themselves out. If you can provide stability without controlling them, you become the anchor they didn't know they were searching for. And here's where the deeper transformation happens. When she sees that you can handle her distance without chasing, that you can welcome her return without resentment, and that you can continue building a life that thrives with or without her, she begins to see you in a different light. You're no longer just a man she's drawn to. You become a man she respects, a man she trusts, a man she feels safe letting her guard down with. And once a woman feels that level of safety, her pull towards you deepens in ways that words can't fully explain. But I want you to understand this. Patience is not passivity. You're not waiting endlessly, hoping she decides to stay. You're actively creating a dynamic where she chooses you because of how she feels when she's with you. That choice, when it's freely made, is infinitely more powerful than any attempt to force closeness. So, when she pulls away and then returns, think of it as a test, not of her loyalty, but of your presence. Will you meet her with panic, anger, or neediness? Or will you show her that you are the kind of man who can hold both her nearness and her distance without losing himself? That is the moment where attraction shifts from something fleeting to something lasting. When you become that man, steady, confident, patient, yet firm, you stop chasing love, and love begins chasing you. Younger women notice the difference instantly. You're no longer just another man trying to hold on. You're the rare man who creates safety through strength, intimacy through presence, and attraction through calm assurance. So the next time she pulls away, don't panic. Don't chase, don't punish. Let her have her space, but when she returns, meet her with the same warmth that drew her to you in the first place. Show her through your actions that you're not shaken, that you don't lose yourself, that closeness with you is not a trap. It's a gift. And remember this, women may test, retreat, or hesitate, but they always remember how a man made them feel. If you can make her feel safe, free, and deeply desired without pressure, you'll never have to ask her to stay. She'll choose to stay. If this resonated with you and you want to unlock more of the hidden psychology behind attraction, desire, and relationships, then make sure you subscribe right now to Psychology of Desire. This is where we go deeper into the truths most men never hear, the truths that make women notice, respect, and pursue you. And before you go, here's something powerful to think about. What if the reason she pulled away wasn't a rejection, but an invitation? An invitation for you to rise, to show her the kind of man who doesn't cling or collapse, but inspires her to come closer on her own. That's the difference between losing her and having her chase you. So, subscribe to Psychology of Desire now, because the next video might just change the way women look at you forever.